Real quickly before the video starts, I just wanted to announce that I will be live streaming today from 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time until probably around 9 o'clock, or for as long as I can. So if you guys wouldn't mind stopping by, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, enjoy the video, guys. See you later. What is up, everybody? Savage Bernie here, bringing you a Hardpoint gameplay on Fracture. Yeah, Fracture. And today I want to talk a little bit about Hardpoint and about some strategies that I found that will help you in the game. The first one I want to talk about is taking points. So let me talk about what points to take, when, and how. So I did not do it in this game, but in most games what I do, I use this ability, your pilot's tactical ability, and I use stim. And I run to B, and I take B before they can take B. Now, doing this puts you at an advantage, because the rest of your team is usually taking C or A, depending on if you're IMC or militia. It will help you in the long run to take B first, and to take A or C later. Those are easier to take. You can attack either one from B. Let's say they're all spawning at C, you can run and take A, while leaving one or two people to defend B. Now, when you take B, the first thing you want to do, of course, is camp it. Now, everyone hates camping. Everyone hates campers. That's the only way you're going to be able to take B well, is to take it and then hold it via camping. One person can hold a hard point. I've done it multiple times. I've done it in multiple games. The next game actually that I'm going to post is all about me taking and holding B. We end up losing, but you know, in this gameplay we win, which is why I wanted to do this one, because it highlights some points. Look at that guy kicking his own teammate. That's not okay. So the first thing you want to do is take B and hold it through camping. Now, you don't have to do this very long. The next thing you want to do is take A or C respectively. Now, depending on whether or not you have A or C, whether or not you're militia or IMC, the next hard point you're going to want to take is usually on the periphery of a map. The earlier you can take this, the better. It's best to have two people go B beginning of the game, and that way you can have two people take it and one person hold it while the other person sprints B. Usually I'm the one who holds B, and whoever's with me goes and does their own thing. When I'm taking B, whenever I'm sprinting away from B, when I go take the other hard point, you want to do this early, before the enemy has a chance to call on Titans. The reason you don't want them to be able to call on Titans is because usually at the beginning of the game, they call it near their spawn. They've died, their Titan is ready, they call it in, or they call it in near B, which is why you want somebody on the farthest one away from you that you do not have, and someone on B. One person will be okay still for right now, though they're starting to flood into B most likely if they haven't already circled around to take your next hard point. So now let me talk about whenever you're on A or C, how to take it. The easiest thing to do at B is to camp and wait, and sit in a corner, wait for people to run in, kill them as they run in. It works at both B points on both maps. On this one, I like to sit either over here in this little corner right there, or there's another little corner right underneath the stairs that I'll sit in. Either one is fine with me. Let me see. Yeah, this corner right here is the one I'm talking about. And that's the opposite at A or C. You want to rotate at A and C whenever you take them. You can hold a hard point basically through the whole building. Both A and C on both maps have high ground that you can, well, A in Angel City doesn't, but A and C both on Fracture do have high ground that you can take while taking the hard point. That's what you want, is you want the hard ground, or the high ground. Hard ground, I'm getting my words mixed up. You want the high ground. That way you have an advantage when your opponents run in. You're more likely to be able to see them, and you're harder to hit when you're up high. That's true in almost every shooter game. So once you take the high ground, you want to make sure you can rotate. You want to rotate either high ground, low ground, respectively, especially on C in Angel City and C in Fracture. The reason for this is simply because both can be accessed from the roof. That's what I do, is I go in from the top because I want the high ground, and you can mop up anybody that comes in from the top. So yes, you want to have the high ground. We also have to patrol the low ground on C for both maps. One for Titans, and two so that you have the upper hand on anybody running in. If I were to have the high ground rotate to the low ground and someone were to run in, I would have the advantage because I'm either coming down from high ground, I have the advantage falling onto them, because in this game there's a lot of advantage falling at someone. Falling with someone's a little different, but falling at someone you have a lot more advantage. And you have more of an advantage if, see, being the first in a gunfight is not necessarily what you want. Being the most accurate is. That's why I like the SMG. It's more accurate at close ranges. I like my gunfights close range. Instead of you necessarily shooting first, you'll be the most ready. Hopefully you'll be facing the door that they're most likely to come through. I like to rotate on A and C through the different windows. I do not do it systematically. I'll do it just one pattern one time, one pattern a second time. That way my timing is a little different. It's harder to get into me. Not that they're waiting there timing me, but I know that was one of my big things in Call of Duty, was I would try to do this or that, and it wouldn't work simply because my timing was off. Having different timings in Titanfall seemed to help me with that. The damage is different as well, so it helps a lot to be able to rotate your timing patterns through the different entrances to A and C. Now, I found that this strategy works very well even with a semi-competent team. As long as you hold B and, well, as long as you hold B in one other point, you're going to win. But as long as you hold B personally and you're semi-competent at the game, you sit where you need to sit and you know what you're doing, you'll be able to hold B for a while, get a good lead. That way if they do take A and C, you do have a chance to, get out and get the other hard points. Get at least one of their hard points so that you're ready if they do take B. B is the focal point of both maps. You want B. Everyone wants B. For the simple reason that B is where all the action is going to be. B is usually where the fight's going to be won. Even a semi-competent team can hold A or C because that's where you're spawning. It takes a little bit of skill for an entire team to hold B. That's why I've developed strategies so that one person can do so. One person can hold A can hold B by sitting in this corner or the corner underneath the stairs. You wait for it to go from secure to contested, and then you find where they are. See, hiding in that corner right there, I can see that entrance. If it says contested and I don't see anybody, I can move and look at that staircase. If they're coming down the staircase, they're not very likely to see me, at least in my experience. Who knows, maybe you guys have had a different experience. But these are just the things that I found that work well on both maps. Now, since I'm on Fracture, let me talk about the things that help on Fracture really quickly. Fracture is different from Angel City. It does not have a lot of straight lines of sight. It's very open. There's not a lot of high close ground. There's not a lot of, like in Angel City, I go rooftop to rooftop, and that's how I get my kills. That's how I get to where I need to be in order to get the jump on an enemy, get a hard point, whichever one I decide needs to be done. Now, in Fracture, it's kind of different. I like to use Stim on Fracture instead of Cloak, just, if anything, just for the reason that it helps me get from point A to point B quickly. I like to run the burn card prosthetic legs at the very beginning of the match, and then put on Stim and get to B faster than anyone else even can. That way I can get there and take the hard point quickly. These have been my tips and tricks for Fracture and for Hardpoint in general. So guys, if you enjoyed, leave a like and a comment. As always, feedback is appreciated. I've been Savage Branding, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.